Hey, what is up guys? It is me, Tanner here, back with another video in the exact same setup as the last video because it is the same day, and I just spent 5 minutes looking for a charger that is right up there that I plugged my phone into because I have ADHD. Now, today I'm going to be talking about ADHD, but I am on this medicine right now. It is my prescription. Can you guess what it is? If you didn't know, I have ADHD, like I said about 15 times already. Can you guess what it is? And time's up. If you guessed Adderall or Ritalin, you'd be wrong. But it is probably next up on the list. Vyvanse. Vyvanse is just like this little blue pill that you see in the bottle, blue and white. I've been taking it for 6 years. You might not know that much about it, but I'm going to be talking about some things about Vyvanse in this video. Most importantly, Vyvanse withdrawals. Now, Vyvanse, I've been taking it for 6 years, and before I took Vyvanse, I felt normal. Just, I felt like myself. And the first time I took Vyvanse, I don't really remember what happened that much until later that night when I couldn't sleep and was up till 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was actually crying because I couldn't fall asleep. Maybe that day I felt really high and stuff. I don't know, but it was like 20 milligrams, so it was a pretty low dose. But a lot of people say their first time taking it, they felt really good. And a lot of people who are drug addicts and stuff say that Vyvanse is bad, and they might even say that ADHD isn't even real, and that they're giving kids like prescription amphetamines, which are similar to methamphetamine, a very addictive and harmful drug. And they actually even prescribe kids methamphetamine, 5 milligrams pills, called disoxin. And this is very alarming to a lot of people, especially parents, if they're giving their kids amphetamines like the first time. I know parents that don't even give their kids any medicine at all because they just really think it's harmful. And you may notice I'm breathing really heavily. That's because I'm on Vyvanse right now. And Vyvanse increases your heart rate, increases your breathing. It's kind of scary for parents sometimes. I want to be expelling some of the myths about Vyvanse today, and I also want to be talking about withdrawals. I'm just going to be talking about everything about Vyvanse. And I'm going to get a little bit scared too, because I may run out of time because I'm talking a lot. I always tend to talk a lot on Vyvanse. It increases my motivation, increases my focus. It doesn't help some of the symptoms like bad handwriting and stuff, because those are things you learn early on. You can't fix those things, but I would definitely say it does help my symptoms, sort of in a way, and it's kind of a gray area otherwise. A lot of kids don't medicate their kids because, a lot of parents don't medicate their kids because they think it is going to be harmful for the child and may affect them later on in life, which could be true, especially if the kid doesn't have ADHD and was misdiagnosed. These medications can cause dopaminergic neurotoxicity, which is, at least I'm pretty sure it does. It's kind of a gray area, especially with these prescriptions, and a lot of the pharmacies probably don't say it, and this is what a lot of people think probably, especially like skepticists. They would probably theorize that a lot of these pharmacies a lot of the medicine manufacturers probably aren't going to tell you if it can cause dopaminergic neurotoxicity or not, because they don't want you to know. They want you to take their medicines and, get on with it because they want to make money. And pharmacies are usually pretty money hungry. These pills can cost as much as $10 a piece, and there's no off-brand, so you have to pay that much for them. They're very expensive, and the pharmacies are making a lot of money off them. I don't even know how much it costs. It probably costs less than probably $1 per pill to make, because that's 50 milligrams. That's not a lot. And there's only about 3 ingredients otherwise per pill, so they're not that ingredient heavy. Sorry if you just heard that. Somebody just flushed the toilet behind me, and I have ADHD, so it'll distract me. Oh gosh. Definitely very strong pills. You definitely don't come on with alcohol or anything like that. they can be harmful. Um, as far as I know, they can cause neurotoxicity if you're not careful, and especially if you're going to overdose on them or take more than one. That is another danger. A lot of people don't think that these pills are harmful, and I'll talk about that later in another video, because people will trick you, and there is a loophole for doctors to be able to say you cannot get high off them. Basically, they can say they don't have any addictive potential because it's a prodrug, and the actual ingredient is lisdexamphetamine dimesylate, but in the body it breaks down into dextroamphetamine, which is an amphetamine similar to methamphetamine, and it has a lot of addiction potential because it releases dopamine like any other addictive chemical out there. Alcohol, caffeine, a lot of harmful drugs out there like heroin and Vicodin and other prescription pills. Also, hard street drugs release dopamine, and this is the chemical that's responsible for addiction. Also, it can cause dependence because your body gets used to the dopamine. And those are the two things that can cause addiction, is basically euphoria and withdrawals or dependence. Vyvanse can definitely cause some serious withdrawals, and I've experienced them before. You get really hungry, you get really tired. I've almost passed out in class from, I realizing, oh yeah, shoot, I feel really sleepy, and then I realized, I didn't take my medicine today, and almost passing out in class, not being able to focus at all. It's pretty not good, especially if you don't take it, and you got to be careful with this stuff too. Like I've taken more than I'm supposed to before, and I'm gonna admit, Matt, it is a fun experience. It can also be very harmful and very detrimental withdrawals, and that can cause people to get addicted. Thankfully, I've gone without it after a while, after not taking it, and, tried to stay, not addicted to it, because it can be bad, and it can even be fatal if you overdose on it multiple times, and people will try to take more than they're supposed to get the same high you did before, because it can cause a very, very strong dependence. I know these pills personally are less addictive than Adderall, and you can't lie about that because they are a prodrug, and the only way you can really experience the effects are by taking it orally, because the chemical itself can't get you high. You can't snort it like you could with Adderall. Some people do snort Adderall and Ritalin, and you can't inject it. Although I don't know people inject Adderall. I don't think they do. It's actually really dangerous to inject it, and yeah, I think people only do that with meth. But yeah, don't inject pills. Seriously, do not try it. It's really dangerous. I don't even know if anyone will do that. If this video gets a lot of views, though, I don't know if it will. It probably won't at first, at least. Yeah, don't inject pills. It can be really dangerous, especially one of the chemicals in it can coagulate your blood and stuff. It's bad. Don't do it. But yeah, I'm breathing really fast from these pills right now. They are very strong substances, and even if people tell you, they're not that strong, they are. Yeah, so should you prescribe your kids these? Kind of a gray area. You don't know if it's going to cause harm or not. There's a lot of evidence that suggests that it is good for the kids later in life. It can help them have stronger relationships with family. But there's also evidence that can cause a lot of harm, and especially to people who don't have ADHD, who get a hold of these pills. I've been prescribed it, and I know especially it's definitely helped my relationships. I didn't really have any friends, actual friends that I talked to on a daily basis, until I started taking Vyvanse, and then I got a true friend. I don't know if I'm not going to say his name right now, because he's not going to watch this video, and I don't know if he'd be okay with it, but yeah, I actually developed a relationship with a friend, and he can be kind of rude to me sometimes, and a lot of friends are kind of slap me on the back and say, I'm kind of different, weird sometimes, because I have ADHD, and ADHD can make you a different person than normal. Only about less than 1 in 10 people have ADHD, so it's common, but it's not that common, and you will be different than other people. But yeah, as a wrap up for this video, should you prescribe your kid this? Depends. Are they doing okay now? Only prescribe these pills, only take them if you're prescribed it. If you're really struggling, because they can put stress on your kid, and your kid could abuse them too, eventually in the future. Although you probably won't get addicted. I've looked at some comments on some videos before doing research, and there's people that, have ADHD, and they've even tried, like, meth and stuff. Really, really addictive stuff. Can get you hooked on your first time, and, they really didn't enjoy it because they have deficits in dopamine. I forgot to mention that. That's actually what causes ADHD, but if you watch a lot of my videos, you'll realize that. Yeah. I'm talking really fast right now, and your kid might too. Know your risks. Do your research, parents, before you think about prescribing your kid anything. Even giving your kid Vicodin for his surgery that he had on his appendix. It's probably best to do your research first and really look into things before giving your kid or not giving your kid anything, because it's really life-changing. It can be, and it's a very, very big choice to make. Yeah, that'll wrap up this video. This is for any medication. Vyvanse, even Adderall or Ritalin, Concerta, which is just Ritalin extended release. Yeah, any medication that you take, especially stimulants, amphetamines, or methylphenidate, do your research, parents, and figure out if it's right for the kid. A lot of the times it could be, especially if he's having a hard time with relationships, anger issues, making friends, and he's really struggling with it. I do suggest it. Probably like a little bit, give your kid a lower dose too. Don't give him, I take 50 milligrams, which is a pretty high dose. I would suggest getting a lower dose, because any dose that you feel euphoria or have cravings for on withdrawals, especially a really long time. I've gone without them for 3 months, and I started becoming depressed and having cravings for it. If you are experiencing that, you should probably lower the dose. Yeah, that's just my advice on this. If I am getting a little off topic and kind of jumping around, it's because I am on my medicine right now, and I haven't taken it for 9 days, so it's kind of kicking in a little bit more than usual. And yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for sticking with me with my hyper self. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.